The room went silent the moment Alec Su saw the photograph. It was only one picture. One ordinary-looking photograph. But according to that was about to explode across the entertainment world, that single image contained a connection powerful enough to shake everything people thought they knew about Alec Su, and reopen questions surrounding Menglong. Alec stared at the screen without speaking. Then he whispered 4 words. "Where did you get this?" Nobody answered. The person sitting opposite him simply pushed an old envelope across the table. Inside were photographs, names, dates, private meeting locations, and one handwritten sentence. Menglong knew the truth before he died. That was the moment the story changed. Because Alec Su had spent decades building an image of experience, professionalism, and respect. His career had stretched from his days with the Little Tigers into acting, producing and directing. Public records describe him as a Taiwanese actor, singer, and director with a career dating back to 1988. But none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was the name written on the final page. Menglong. The actor whose death had already become the subject of intense online speculation. Official reports stated that Menglong died after a fall in Beijing in September 2025 and that authorities ruled the death accidental, with intoxication involved. At the same time, conspiracy theories and unverified allegations spread online despite official findings. And now, Alec Su's name had suddenly appeared beside it. Not as a confirmed suspect. Not as someone officially accused of anything. But as the center of a mystery that nobody seemed prepared to explain. The first clue was almost invisible. It came from a video that lasted only 17 seconds. Alec was walking through a hotel corridor. Menglong appeared several meters behind him. They did not speak. They did not shake hands. They did not even appear to notice each other. But someone had frozen the frame, zoomed in, enhanced the image, and discovered something disturbing. Was holding a small black notebook. The same notebook later appeared in another photograph. This time, Alec was holding it. The internet exploded. Why did Alec have Yu's notebook? Did they know each other? Was Alec protecting him? Was he trying to find something? Nobody knew. And that uncertainty became more powerful than any confirmed fact. Within hours, anonymous accounts began posting the same cryptic message. Look at the red page. At first, nobody understood. Then someone found a photograph of the notebook. It had a red page. And on that page was a list of initials. AS, WIM, DQ, CQ. 4 combinations. 4 names. Or perhaps 4 people who were never supposed to be connected. The investigator in the story spent 3 nights trying to decode them. Then he discovered something that changed everything. The initials did not represent people. They represented locations. And all 4 locations had one thing in common. They were connected to the entertainment industry. The first was a production office. The second was a private recording studio. The third was an apartment. The fourth was a hotel. And according to Menglong had visited all 4. But there was something even stranger. The last entry had been written only days before his death. It said, "If something happens to me, don't trust the first story." Alec allegedly read the sentence twice. Then he closed the notebook. "That's enough," he said. But the investigator refused to stop. "Why?" Alec looked at him. "Because you don't understand what you're looking at." "What is it?" "A warning." "A warning from you." A long silence followed. Then Alec answered, "Yes." That was the fictional turning point. Because suddenly the story was no longer about whether Alec Su was connected to Menglong. It became a much bigger question. Began years earlier. Had been building his career quietly. He had moved through the entertainment industry without becoming known as someone who constantly chased controversy. His major acting roles brought him recognition, including Go Princess Go, Eternal Love and The Legend of White Snake. Increasingly uncomfortable with the machinery surrounding celebrity life, he noticed strange meetings. Contracts that changed at the last minute. People who suddenly disappeared from projects. actors who stopped answering messages, and one particular pattern. Whenever Yu asked too many questions, somebody told him the same thing. Forget it. He didn't. That was his mistake. It. One night, Yu received a message from an unknown number. There was no greeting, no explanation, just a photograph. A photograph of Alec Su. Underneath it were 6 words. He knows where the door is. Yu stared at the picture. He didn't understand. So he replied, "Who is this?" The answer came seconds later. "Ask Alec." Yu never sent another message. Instead, he called someone. A trusted contact. The conversation lasted less than 3 minutes. And when it ended, Yu reportedly said, "I think somebody is watching me." From that night forward, everything changed. Yu started keeping notes. Not digitally. On paper. Because he believed phones could be monitored. He began writing down names, locations, times, and conversations. But he never wrote complete sentences. Instead, he created a code. Alec Su became AS. Certain executives became numbers. Hotels became symbols. And people he trusted received different marks. Then one night, Yu wrote something that would eventually become the most important line in the entire story. AS is not the enemy. That sentence would later confuse everyone. Because if Alec wasn't the enemy, why was his name in the notebook? Answer was terrifying. Alec wasn't investigating Yu. He was investigating the people surrounding Yu. For years, according to the Alec had quietly collected information about an invisible network operating behind entertainment projects. He had learned that fame was not always controlled by the person standing in front of the camera. Sometimes it was controlled by the people behind it. Producers, investors, managers, executives, people whose names rarely appeared in headlines. Alec understood that. He had survived long enough in the industry to know that public fame and private power were 2 completely different things. But Yu was younger, more trusting, and increasingly curious. So Alec tried to warn him. Not publicly. Never publicly. A short message. A private meeting. A single sentence. Don't investigate people you don't understand. Yu ignored the warning. Then came the night of the envelope. Yu received an envelope at his apartment. There was no return address. Inside was a USB drive, a photograph, and a piece of paper. The paper contained only one sentence. "You are looking in the wrong direction." Yu inserted the USB. There were 12 files. 11 were corrupted. The 12th opened. It was a video. The footage showed a private room. 3 men sat around a table. One face had been blurred. Another was hidden in darkness. The third person turned toward the camera. Yu froze. Because he recognized him. Not Alec. Someone else. Someone who had appeared in his professional life for years. Someone he had trusted. Yu immediately stopped the video. Then he called Alec. The conversation was short. "Did you send this?" "No." "Do you know what's inside?" "Yes." "How?" Alec didn't answer. Yu became nervous. "You knew." "I knew something existed." "You knew." "I didn't know they had given it to you." Silence. Then Yu asked, "What do I do?" Alec replied, "Destroy it." Yu looked at the screen. "No. Yu, listen to me." "No. Destroy it." "I can't." "You don't understand." "I understand enough." "No, you don't." Yu ended the call. That was the last conversation they claimed they had before everything began to spiral. Then came the disappearance. For 3 days, Yu stopped answering certain messages. Then he appeared again. Different. Quiet. Distracted. Someone asked him what had happened. He smiled. Nothing. But his eyes told another story. He had discovered something. And he was afraid. Investigator later found another clue. A hotel security record. One name appeared. Alec Su. Then another. Menglong. Same building. Different floors. Same night. The internet went wild. But there was a problem. The security record wasn't verified. No official source connected Alec Su to Yu's death. No credible evidence established that Alec had been involved in wrongdoing. And that distinction mattered. Because the darker the became, the easier it was for audiences to mistake drama for reality. So the story kept one rule. Everything that followed was, however, the hotel encounter became legendary. Alec allegedly entered the elevator at 11:47 p.m. You entered at 11:49. Neither spoke. The elevator stopped on the 7th floor. You walked out. Alec remained inside. Before the doors closed, you turned around. Their eyes met. Alec said, "Don't." You answered, "It's already too late." The doors closed. That was it. 7 seconds. But those 7 seconds became the heart of the mystery. Because later, when the investigator found the security footage, he noticed something. You wasn't looking at Alec. He was looking at the reflection behind Alec. Someone else was standing there. A shadow. A person whose face could not be seen. The investigator enlarged the frame. Then he stopped breathing. The figure was holding the same black notebook. The notebook that had supposedly been with you. The notebook that Alec later possessed. The notebook containing the initials. The notebook containing the warning. Suddenly the entire story became a puzzle. Who had taken it? Who had returned it? And why? Alec allegedly knew. But he refused to speak. For months, he began noticing strange changes. Invitations disappeared. Projects were postponed. Interviews were cancelled. Alec's name became strangely absent from certain conversations. Then one major production quietly removed him from a proposed project. No explanation. No announcement. Just silence. Fans noticed. They started asking questions. Was Alec being punished? Was someone pressuring him? Was it unrelated? Or was it connected to you? The internet did what the internet always does. It connected the dots. Some dots were real. Some were imagined. Some were completely. And the line between them disappeared. Then came the second envelope. This time, Alec received it personally. Inside was a photograph of you. On the back was written, "You failed him once." Alec's hands began shaking. Underneath that sentence was another. "Don't fail him twice." For the first time Alec broke down. He didn't cry. He simply sat there, looking at the photograph. Then he said, "I tried." The investigator asked, "Who stopped you?" Alec looked toward the window. "Nobody." "Then why didn't you help him?" Alec's voice became quieter. "Because I thought I was protecting him." "From what?" Alec didn't answer. "From whom?" Still nothing. Then finally, "From the truth." The investigator stared at him. "What truth?" Alec stood up, walked toward the door, and before leaving, he said, "You wasn't searching for the people who wanted to hurt him. He was searching for the people who wanted to use him." The door closed. The investigator was alone. But then he noticed something on the table. A small piece of paper. Alec had left it behind. It contained a single sentence. "Find the red page." Again. The red page. The investigator returned to the notebook. He carefully opened it. Page after page. Nothing. Then he noticed the binding. One page was thicker than the others. He pulled it. The red page came loose. Behind it was another sheet. And on that sheet was a list of names. Not celebrities. Not actors. Not directors. Executives. Producers. Financial intermediaries. People who, according to had never appeared in the rumors. At the bottom was one final name. Alec Su. But next to his name wasn't a question mark. It was a symbol. A shield. The investigator finally understood. Alec hadn't been listed as one of the people involved. He had been listed as one of the people you believed could protect him. That discovery completely changed the meaning of the story. Alec wasn't the monster. He was the witness. And perhaps that was even more dangerous.